I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. I want to ask you to help me to stop the injury that Al Sharpton is doing to black and white America. I want to ask you to help me. Barack Hussein, the long-legged MacDaddy Obama, lifted Al Sharpton up out of the gutter or the gutters of New York City and brought him down to the White House. And since then, he has had the power of a king. Obama made him a king. And I want to ask you if you will help me stop him. And one of the things that I can do as the mayor of the city of New York, his so-called National Action Network, nothing more than a con job in a chicken coop. That National Action Network ain't nothing more than but a con job in a chicken coop. But come up close. I want to ask you to help me stop Al Sharpton from the abuse he does. And if you ask anybody that's an average person on the streets of New York, they'll tell you Al is he's only about the money. If it ain't got no money attached to it, Al ain't going. And he's probably had less money now than previously because we haven't seen a police shooting in the last year or so. Al makes a lot of money from police shootings. He made tons and tons of money from Michael Brown and from a bunch of Trayvon Martin. Al made tons and tons of money. He's probably run out of it by now. But there's been no police shootings, praise God, recently. And so Al, the Undertaker, and the Ben Crump, if you will, have not been able to make very much money recently, so they've been out of the news. But Al has been taking advantage. And I want to ask you, I think most people know, and if you like Al Sharpton, if he's your cup of tea, then don't help me. All right? If Al is your cup of tea, don't help me. But if you realize that really what New York needs, and by the way, you don't have to live in New York to be able to help me. You can donate to the church because Al is not running for mayor, so this will not be a mayoral campaign. But I will, as mayor, will be able to stop him and to expose him. I need a platform, and the office of the mayor of the city of New York will give me a platform whereby I can stand with a microphone and say that and make it known that Al Sharpton took $800,000 20 years ago and promised never to lead a march against gentrification, against the banks, against the real estate developers, taking poor people's property and putting them in the street, creating the greatest sense of homelessness that New York City has ever done. Al Sharpton took $800,000 and has created the greatest homelessness that New York has ever known because nobody stood up and told these banks like the Mellon Bank and these real estate developers and others to stop stealing, taking people's property with all kinds of legal tricks they've been using in the courts and putting people in the street. That man you see right there is responsible for poor black people, black men. New York has never had as many homeless people, not even during the Great Depression, as they have since this man was elevated and made a king by Barack Hussein Obama. And it needs to be told. Now, people don't want to listen to me, or the algorithm people have made a decision on all the social media platforms that they're not going to stop me from having a place on Facebook. They're not going to stop me from having a place on YouTube. They're not going to stop me from having a place on X. They made a decision. They're not going to do that. Because if they completely banned me, I could bring a court case and start stinking up the place with the fact that they're biased, that they're stopping free speech. So they let me on these platforms, but they have an algorithm that will not let people listen to me. None of my videos, and I have good content. You know I have excellent content. I have excellent content, but they don't let it go nowhere. They have a way to stop You won't see me getting more than a few hundred views, even though the content is excellent. The news and information is just a real insightful, but yet they won't let it go nowhere. But with the office of mayor, they won't be able, they can do some things still as mayor, but it'll be very difficult to algorithm me the way they're algorithm me now. And yet I keep the faith. I keep on pushing. I keep the faith. I don't stop. But you need to help me defeat Al Sharpton. You need to help me to stop what he has done. Al Sharpton has created more homelessness, more family separations for black people than in the history of the world what Al has done. And he's a slick liar. And he did it by being made king by Barack Hussein, the long-legged Mac Daddy Obama. Y'all need to help me. You need to help me. Help me. And the other thing is that I would say to y'all, try to help me get my videos out, but they got a thing now. They control what people hear. One of the reasons why cable news or liberal news why they're going to go out of business is because there are 1,000 other social media platforms. Will y'all help me defeat Al Sharpton and clean up the homelessness and the poverty that Al Sharpton has created? And you can say, well, he stands up to the white man. Yeah, is that really true? Is that really true? Yeah, Al Sharpton, we still need somebody to speak for us. And Al Sharpton, the police do something wrong. Al Sharpton right there, Johnny on the spot. Al Sharpton is not there for you.